Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. This is the new Beastie, this is the new Fogger, and this one works on a different principle. This is centrifugal, if that's the right word, as opposed to the other ones that I've used are ultrasonic. Now the ultrasonic ones produce a very visible mist because of its fine particles. This one allegedly produces a hell of a lot more volume of mist, but it's not as visible. But it's there nonetheless. It's not wired up to a hydrostat or anything yet, but there is a downside to it until I can get a header tank fixed up. I can't pour water in it any sense. Literally this grill has got two screws and it then lifts up and you can see down inside and pour water in it. But it's got an inlet to actually connect it up permanently to a header tank of water. So the idea is you never have to put water in there, you put the water in the header tank, which if I get some sort of semi-opaque thing that I can see through, I can keep my eye on the level and just top that up. And but anyway, it's got some water in it. I had to have an adapter because it's got a European 2-pin plug, but they gave me that, I didn't have to pay for that. Let's see what it does then. Well, relatively it's noisy, but it would only come on in the daytime anyway, when it doesn't matter so much. And looking at the volume of air that's coming out of there, I've got a feeling that that's not going to be on very long each time it comes up. But you can see the actual fog is not that visible, but it's the sheer volume, you know, the whole of this exit. I wonder what it's like with the grill off. This grill does actually come off. That would push the mist straight upwards. That's a lot of mist. Yeah, I think that's going to do the job on its own, and no, you know, not having to have 3 or 4 units and messing about filling them up every day. I think that's going to work okay. Unfortunately, I need to put that back on because that mist is going all over my electrics, which is not an ideal thing. Yeah, it does make a noise, whereas the others made hardly any. But like I say, the idea is it will come on and off as needs must, and hopefully that's going to do the job. Just waiting to see if the room actually starts filling up with mist. I'll give it a trial anyway. The idea is I'll shut the door now and just leave it running and see how much the humidity goes up in, say, 5 minutes. So I'll come back in a minute. Right, let's go and have a look, see how we're getting on then. It's had about 6 or 7 minutes, something like that. I put the circulating fan on to make sure there were no places getting totally fogged and other places not getting any. I tell you what it has done in here, cooled it down. So that's a bonus, because the idea is that the humidity rises quite badly when it gets hot in here. That's cool mist. That's a dramatic effect. And it's gone from, I think I was about 68% humidity, and it's just clicked over to 80%. So it's chucking out a lot. But there's a dramatic cooling effect to go with this, and that's absolutely brilliant, because that's the one thing the other foggers couldn't do. They didn't have the power. So yeah, so far so good. It's going to take a while to set this up because you know, I need a header tank and the piping. Got to fix all that up, work out where it's going to go. This needs to go on the floor. The idea is that I don't have this directional thing on the top. It's going to sit in the middle of the floor basically and put the mist directly upwards, in the only place where there's hardly any orchids above it for a start. And in addition to that, when that's on, it's highly likely the circulating fans will be on anyway to distribute it. But the cooling effect I'm impressed with. So what's going on in here? Oh, all sorts of things. Just being nosy. So yeah, I think it's going to do the job okay, but I've got to work out where it's going to go, where the header tank's going to go. The humidity stat that came with it I won't be using. Although it's a good sturdy unit, it's got virtually no controls. All it's got is a dial with a humidity well, it hasn't even got a percentage on it, it's just got numbers like 1 to 10. So it's pretty basic, but it's a good, strong, sturdy unit. But the hydrostat that I'll be using is tucked away over there. And basically that's got an algorithm in it that takes temperature into account. So it's got a little sensor that runs up and sits up there in the roof that measures the temperature, and then it's actually got the hydrostat part of it that measures the humidity, and the algorithm combines the two to decide whether to switch on your unit or not. So it's a little cleverer. In addition to that, oops, you can change values. You can change the gap between the point that the humidifier starts and the percentage above that it stops at. So you can have it like to come on at whatever 55% and turn off at 60. You can change it to come on at 55 and turn off at 65. So you've got a lot of adjustment on that little one that I've got. So I'll be using that, and it's already wired up for a start. All I've got to do is take the plug off of that to get bare wires and join them into there, and it's ready to go. So yeah, it's starting to get a bit fogged up in here. We're up to 82% now, but I am noticing a temperature drop. That's a bonus, I wasn't expecting that. So that's good stuff. So I think it'll do the job. And anyway, at least this one's not broken and it works. And the company did exactly what they said. They came round and picked the old one up on Friday. They delivered the new one today on Monday, as they said they would. They put in an adapter and said I could keep the hydrostat. So I think all in all, the company itself gets rated highly. They've done me a really good job. So well pleased with that. Put it down to a packaging error. As they said, the units come in packaged from the suppliers, bought in bulk to sell on, and it hadn't been checked at their depot, so this one was checked before it left. Anyway, I need to shut this down now, it's getting cold in here. And also, this time of year with the temperature dropping down tonight, I don't really want it this misty. It's gonna have condensation everywhere, but it does the job. I'm well pleased. That's chucking out a colossal amount of very, very cool air. It's very cool. So good stuff. Right, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.